All right, so real talk, I'm mid-live stream right now, and obviously this video was set to go up this afternoon. Pokemon has just tweeted this right here, let's go, comma, Sinnoh, and they have the 4-day countdown right here, right now. Enjoy the rest of the video, it'll all make sense right here, right now.
Butterfree, go!
Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I bring you guys a brand new video today, and today we're gonna dive into Pokemon Week, Pokemon Day, Let's Go Sinnoh rumors, and much more in this video. If you guys enjoy, be sure to hit that like button down below, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you're new. I post Pokemon videos every single day, and you do not want to miss that news announcement, which really could happen any minute now. In fact, I'm actually expecting Pokemon at some point this week to come out with an announcement stating that there will be a Pokemon Direct 24 to 48 hours from that announcement, potentially on Friday the 26th, but Pokemon Day does land on Saturday the 27th. So make sure you guys are subscribed with those notifications turned on, because I'll have the news here for you when it drops. We're going to talk a lot of things in this video, from the most recent rumor regarding Pokemon Let's Go Sinnoh and a Let's Go version of a Diamond and Pearl remake, as well as some discussions about a potential Nintendo Switch Pro, which seems to be gaining some traction on the internet as of late. So let's dive into things and let's see what's going on in the world of Pokemon. The first thing I want to talk about is that Nintendo Switch Pro. Eclipse_TT, a pretty reputable person in the online Twitter community regarding Pokemon information, news, and leaks, has come out and says, hey, I've got some major news about the Switch Pro in the house. So when we dive a little deeper, there's a very long thread that I'll have in the description below that discusses his thoughts on the Nintendo Switch Pro leaks. And the Nintendo Switch Pro, or Super Switch, which we'll refer to it here in a little bit as, has been discussed for a long time, and I have a pretty strong gut feeling that we will eventually get some sort of upgraded Nintendo Switch at some point. In fact, this post here, and I'll paraphrase some of it, talks about how Pokemon, Nintendo, and everyone involved here is trying to time out that Switch Pro for kind of the same lineup when they launched the original Switch, which was basically Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, and a couple other games like Splatoon, which we just heard about Splatoon 3 in the upcoming Nintendo Direct. So is it possible that we're gonna get a Nintendo Switch Pro this year? Very much so, or maybe early next year, but it does seem to line up very nicely with those potential announcements and releases for other Nintendo franchise games, as we mentioned, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, potentially the Pokemon main series game coming out later this year. Nintendo loves to bundle their consoles with new Pokemon games, so definitely something to keep an eye out for as we move forward here through the rest of the year. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but again, I would not be surprised to see an upgraded Switch model come out for the release of the new Pokemon games as a bundle, or at the very least, sometime early to mid next year. So we'll have to keep an eye out for an announcement, but that seems to be gaining a lot of traction. Furthermore, this Twitter account, PH Brazil, who is known for actually being another kind of leaker slash insider, has indicated going back a few weeks back, talking about the Super Switch. And as I had mentioned earlier, they said that they were going to make some sort of a bundle at some point. We'll have to see what happens this coming year or the next fiscal year, and whether or not they are indeed going to announce that Super Switch. And we'll come back to PH Brazil here in a moment. The next thing I found to be very interesting is Centro Pokemon Leaks has come out with a screenshot from an apparent GameStop employee that indicates that there are 2 new SKUs available for the Nintendo Switch, listed as ETA unknown. We really don't know what this has anything to do with. They're $59.99 Switch SKUs, which is the standard price for a Pokemon game. 2 SKUs were added as of, I believe, yesterday. Do these SKUs have anything to do with Pokemon? I have no idea, but a lot of people are speculating that maybe this is in anticipation of pre-orders for the brand new Pokemon main series game, which they always like to do 2 versions of, obviously, as we saw with Sword and Shield and Diamond and Pearl and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and whatever else. I think most of us agree that there will likely be 2 versions regardless. Now it's time to jump down the Let's Go rabbit hole, because a lot of people on the internet are speculating that we could indeed get some sort of Let's Go Pokemon Go style capture mechanics for this potential Sinnoh remake. So let's talk about that. First, I'm going to take you guys back to October 2019, where someone posted on a message board forum anonymously saying Galar Mr. Mime plus new Evo. Fossil Pokemon is made from combinations of fossils you put together. And then it goes on to state, and let me mind you, that this was in 2019, prior to the reveal of Galar Mr. Mime and its new evolution, Mr. Rhyme, the fossil Pokemon that have been put together, which we know about Artovish, Dracovish, Artozolt, and Dracozolt, and then proceeds to state New Year's games are Sinnoh Remakes with Let's Go Catching. Now, obviously, there was no Sinnoh remake with Let's Go Catching in 2020. That could have been pushed off due to the pandemic. They ultimately released the 2 DLCs, the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor. However, this post did accurately call out the Mr. Mime, the Evolution Mr. Rhyme, and of course, those fossil Pokemon made from combinations of fossils you put together. Coincidence? I don't know, but this person seemed to have said that there was going to be Let's Go Catching mechanics back in 2019. Furthermore, a Twitter account at ReggieZap has come out and said as of yesterday that there are going to be Pokemon Let's Go Catching mechanics will be announced for Dominant Pro Remakes, further stating that Dominant Pro Remakes are still happening, but Let's Go Catching will also be revealed. Expect a Pokemon Direct announcement this week. Now, this has been blowing the internet up over the last 24 hours because this person came out, they made these statements about these Let's Go Catching mechanics, and now everyone's wondering if that is going to be the case. I want to emphasize that this is not confirmed at this point in time, simply speculation. But when we dig a little bit deeper into this person's Twitter account, they've actually gotten some things wrong in the past, including the screenshot here that shows them trying to predict the starters for Sword and Shield and getting 2 of them out of the 3 wrong. I don't know what that means, but apparently this person likes to block people when they call them out or disagree with them. So I'm going to take this part with a grain of salt. But here we have a couple different sources that are calling out a potential Let's Go Catching mechanic for the game. And here we see Central Pokemon Leaks reporting on a reputable Nintendo insider, Kelios, liking a handful of different tweets regarding the Let's Go Catching mechanics. Those likes and those tweets have since been taken down, but ultimately there's a lot of speculation around these Let's Go mechanics. Now, when we look at the facts about how Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee performed, we see that it did about $13 million in sales. Compare that to Sword and Shield, which has eclipsed $20 million in sales so far, and you can see that while Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee did well, it didn't do nearly as well as a brand new main series game. That's pretty normal for the remakes, as when we look at a Pokemon game like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, those sold about 14.3 million, whereas Ruby and Sapphire sold 16.22 million, and Emerald sold 7.06 million. So it's a little bit lower than the standard of Ruby and Sapphire when we look at ORAS, our most recent remake. When you look at Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, we're looking at 17.67 million for Diamond and Pearl with 7.6 million for Platinum. So it is possible that if they do decide to go the Let's Go route, we'll obviously see a decline in sales as we normally would, but it would be an interesting route for them to go to target a younger audience. I think it's also worth mentioning, it's the 25-year anniversary of Pokemon, it's the 15-year anniversary of the Diamond and Pearl franchise launch, and it's also the 5-year anniversary of Pokemon Go's launch. Will they be integrating all of these different features together to give us a Let's Go inspired Diamond and Pearl remake? I'm not sure. My gut says no, but it seems that there's a lot of signs pointing in that direction. Like I said, I'm not convinced that we are indeed gonna get a Let's Go style catching mechanic, but I'm curious what your thoughts are. If Nintendo and Pokemon does come out with Diamond and Pearl remakes, and it is in this similar style of Sword and Shield, but features Let's Go catching mechanics, how would you feel about that? Let me know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like the video on your way down there to let me know your thoughts. I think regardless of the Let's Go capture mechanics, there's a lot of reason to believe that Diamond and Pearl remakes are coming. We've seen it in the merch leagues. We see these different merchandising, promotional items showcasing various Pokemon from the Sinnoh region, including this one right here, which actually pairs the Galarian starters with the Sinnoh starters and a handful of other really relevant Sinnoh Pokemon, like we see Munchlax, we see Pokemon, obviously the starters, Lucario and Riolu, and then of course, interesting enough, you see those evolutions broken out in a very unique way where Leafeon and Glaceon are kind of doing their own thing there as well. So there's some interesting concepts here. We're gonna have to wait and see. Pachirisu also paired with the Yamper. This image alone just makes me shake my head because I feel like it's got to be pointing at something, but maybe we're just being a little bit deep in the conspiracy theory side of things here. Furthermore, going back to PH Brazil, who we mentioned earlier in this video regarding his Super Switch situation, he posted a handful of images regarding 2021 and the games that we could potentially see in 2021, highlighting Splatoon, Metroid, Legend of Zelda, and of course following up with a picture of Dialga. Again, Diamond and Pearl remakes almost certainly on the horizon. Time will certainly tell. I think it's important to urge caution moving forward here, as we are only just a few days away from what is likely to be, at the very least, some sort of a teaser for the next main series game. But I'm really curious what your thoughts are on the latest rumors regarding Let's Go catching mechanics in the Sinnoh region. Again, I'm not necessarily sold that it's gonna happen, but I don't think it would dissuade me from the game. I didn't mind doing Let's Go style catching as long as the rest of the game is still pretty fleshed out and more along the lines of Sword and Shield, because I really don't want that dumbed down battle. I don't want the dumbed down Wi-Fi and things like that. It was a little too basic for my taste, and I'm looking for a more full-blown Pokemon experience. But again, time will tell as we head further and further and deeper into Pokemon Week. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel with those notifications on so you do not miss our updates and news as we get closer to the reveal for Pokemon Day. Again, I am expecting a Nintendo Direct announcement to come, and then the Direct to follow, and then we'll have the information that we're looking for. It's almost inevitable that that Pokemon Direct comes. Not a Nintendo Direct, a Pokemon Direct. I think we're gonna get that Pokemon Direct ultimately very, very soon. My prediction, I think they'll announce it Wednesday morning for Friday or Thursday morning for Friday. That would be my guess at this point. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to check out this one right here. Otherwise, this one's pretty awesome too. Check out one of these two videos, and I'll see you guys next time.